Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Navigating Your 20s. This is your host, Scott Rockman, and today I'm joined by a special guest, Sarah Metzger, and we're going to be talking today about how to negotiate your salary if you're currently at a job.
Even if you're currently employed and you like what you do, stay fresh out there. Update your resume, put in some applications, see what happens just to stay sharp in the skills or to see maybe something better comes down the road. You never know.
Exactly. And so you could apply to other places while you're currently working at a job, see what you're worth, right? Have someone give you an offer. Maybe you could come back to your current organization and say, hey, I just got an offer just to let you know that's worth this much. Can we try and negotiate my salary higher? Because turnover costs are so expensive. They don't want to lose you.
No, absolutely. And that actually brings up kind of an interesting question that I get often from folks is like, well, I didn't negotiate when I first interviewed and got this position, and I'm kind of kicking myself for it. Can I go back and renegotiate my salary? And the answer is yeah, totally. And that might be one avenue that you take, that you are keeping yourself out there in the market and you interviewed and you got an offer and you were still even able to negotiate in that space. And so now you have this offer to bring back to your current employer. If you like what you do and they like you and you're, a great contributor to the mission, then they will probably do what they can to match. And if not, you have another position lined up for you where you know you're going to get more pay, right?
Exactly. And you can also, without even applying to another job, you could also still negotiate your salary after you already are in the position for a certain amount of time. I know one big piece of advice that I've gotten from career counselors is have this brag sheet that you're continuously updating throughout the year. Every week, this is advice that I've gotten, but every week have this Google Doc or notes, whatever you want, and you're going to look at your week and you're going to write the biggest things that you did. You want to have numerical values there, quantitative data about what you accomplished, and then update that throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, you could come back to them and say, hey, look what I've done. And you have to be confident in yourself. I know this is something that I struggle with at times where it's like imposter syndrome. We've talked about this in the podcast in previous episodes, but imposter syndrome, lack of confidence, perfectionism, sometimes that can lead you to feel like, oh, I don't know if I deserve this raise, or even it could just be insecurity of asking and having them fire you. That's not how it works. So we have to be our own advocates in the workforce. And again, the reality is that other people are advocating for themselves. So you don't want to fall behind.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, I think that's really important. Keeping tabs on all the great things that you're doing in your current position is also going to help you when you decide to renegotiate, right? If you have a really stellar annual performance review, that could be a time to negotiate. You get an additional credential, or you win an award, or you are taking on additional responsibilities because somebody left in your office, or you all are expanding an exponential rate. Like, you want to be able to back up, even in that renegotiation, all the reasons why when you make that pitch that you are worthy of this higher salary.
Exactly. And again, the big thing here that we're trying to really emphasize is it's not just even negotiating your salary. It's negotiating benefits. I know my mom has negotiated to work from home more often, and she's gotten consistent increases at her job because she's advocated for herself. And she's talked about how there's a lot of stress and anxiety that comes with just asking, but it pays off. I know it has for her, and I have other friends who've done it too. And I know this is something that I'm looking into, and I'm trying to negotiate more often as well. Advocate for yourself, and most of the time you will find something beneficial from it.
Yeah. And I'd add to that too, if you are feeling a little bit apprehensive about getting into that conversation, you're going to treat it just like an initial negotiation if you had in the past or if you hadn't before. Here's how we get it done, right? You set a meeting with your boss. You say you want to talk about your career path. You don't label the meeting in your calendar like my pay or anything like that. You want to frame it. Yes, it'll be about your pay. That's where the conversation will go, but you want to frame it around your professional trajectory, your career path. You want to show gratitude to your boss when you sit down. Thank you so much for speaking with me. Thank you so much for all of your coaching and feedback over X amount of months that I've been here or years that I've been here. Here are some of the things that I have accomplished just in the last 6 months alone. And given all of that, then make your pitch for that higher pay. It's grounded in research, so it's not just some fantasy number that you've made up, but you pitch that number and go from there.
That was so good to hear. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Of course.